No, I'm not sure if I'm going to publish this one. And basically, I just watched Megyn Kelly tearfully apologize for making the comment that potentially, if a light skinned person wanted to darken up their skin, like a child that wanted to darken up their skin to portray a black hero of theirs, maybe to be Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles or the Black Panther, um, that it's wrong because of the history of blackface. Now I'm going to go ahead and we can watch this together, and I'm going to guess that maybe my view won't be popular. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm Megyn Kelly, and I want to begin with two words. I'm sorry. You may have heard that yesterday we had a discussion here about political correctness and Halloween costumes. And that conversation turned to whether it is ever okay for a person of one race to dress up as another. A black person making their face lighter or a white person making theirs darker to make a costume complete.
Now, if that's the premise, let's go all the way general. This is light person going to any shade darker, dark person going to any shade lighter. Also, for example, blue colors like make-believe characters, like Smurfs, right? Talking about changing your skin tone to pretend to be someone or something or a character that you are not. Now, I thought that's what the world of make-believe was. I grew up in Chicago in went to a mostly black high school. When I get angry, like my Chicago English kind of comes out. I have kind of black body language. My daughter is mixed. There's a bug flying around. Mixed Latin American, and has a little bit, it's like a little bit. What's the flavor? Can't believe it's not coming to me. Caramel, a little bit caramel skin, and I could totally see me having a son that would want to be like Samuel L. Jackson for Halloween, just because of the way that we run our household. And I would want it to be okay. And I'm kind of sad about what's happened here on this NBC News show. And there's a little potential segment that I've been thinking about, which is Find the Satan. And I know this may be unpopular, but somehow in my life, I think I've learned how to see the Satan in a situation. Now let's continue watching. Let's see what happens. And let's see if we can find the Satan.
I defended the idea, saying as long as it was respectful and part of a Halloween costume, it seemed okay. Well, I was wrong, and...
No, you were right that it seemed okay. Now let's see what result for humanity would be more or less healing, and what result would create a healthier space for our grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
And I am sorry. One of the great parts of sitting in this chair each day is getting to discuss different points of view. Sometimes I talk and sometimes I listen. And yesterday I learned. I learned that given the history of blackface being used in awful ways by racists in this country, it is not okay for that to be part of any costume, Halloween or otherwise.
Okay. So what we're saying is that we see something that we perceive as having only a racist history. Now I'm gonna like I always looked at blackface as sort of a really pathetic um, necessity for the theater because I was on stage a lot as a child, and I even saw some of the old black and white movies where there's some guy in blackface, and they're playing the black characters, and you're like, why are white people playing black characters? Why aren't black people playing black characters? And then you realize and you find out that they weren't allowed to be actors. And you're like, that's really dumb, right? So from a child's perspective, you're like, that's so dumb, right? Why wouldn't you allow a black person to be an actor? And then there's like the whole making fun of black people and dehumanizing, which is something that is used to exercise control over not just those who are subjugated, but to exercise control to convince people to be oppressors and to be cruel and to manage a society in a way that benefits from dehumanization. And I wonder, I wonder if there aren't white actors who didn't do their best to dissolve racism and hatred through their portrayal of black characters while in blackface. Because there's an incredible societal stupidity regarding dehumanizing others and considering other people less than you based on their skin color, the color of their feathers, right? We're the same race. If we can procreate, we make babies and then they have, different color skin. We're the same race. The color of our feather does not determine whether we're human or not. It's just and no hospital is like separating black or white blood from we're just not doing that because blood works, right? If you're in an accident and you need a blood transfusion, the blood's going to work. Apparently there are some things with blood type, but different skin colors have different blood type. My point here is, do we want to teach our children to say and to think that, look, the way that it's going to happen is they're going to fall in love with some character. Maybe it's from a movie. What's the one in Frozen? So a black girl wants to be whatever her name is. I think it's Anne or something like that in Frozen. And she wants to go in whiteface. What's more healing? To tell her that it's wrong because she's making her black skin white, or to begin to dissolve the painful history that humanity has experienced? Okay, let's go.
I have never been a PC kind of person, but I do understand the value in being sensitive to our history, particularly on race and ethnicity. This past year has been so painful for many people of color. The country feels so divided, and I have no wish to add to that pain and offense. I believe this is a time...
Okay, so, I don't live in the States. For me, I find Colin Kaepernick's kneeling to be a peaceful, loving, appropriate protest. And I think everybody should kneel. I think kneeling during the national anthem, the U.S. Is an incredibly powerful position to take. It's wonderful. It's let's heal race relations in the United States. Wouldn't it be cool if our 9-year-old children could dress up as the people that they like or don't, that they like? Wouldn't it be cooler? And that's where I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, find the Satan. Because what future is better? One where our children can dress up as their heroes, or one where we have to tell them, oh, no, 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 no. The black kids can't dress up as the white kids, and no more cowboys and Indians. Obviously, cowboys and Indians is out, right? Like cowboy is that's shooting, lots of racism, violence, death. Can't do that. Like, is there a way to be like, there was somebody online that did a really amazing, there's a white guy that did a really amazing Stevie Wonder. He was in blackface. He looked like Stevie Wonder. And I saw so many negative comments about his costume, and like, you couldn't have done a better Stevie Wonder, right? It was great. And it was a white guy, and apparently he's the big jerk. I mean, you think, look, it's 2018. We're not going to save this for Halloween 2018, but maybe for Halloween 2019, can we let our kids like who they like? Can we let them please dress up as different colors of skin? My daughter today, my daughter has a Halloween hour at her school today. She has beautiful brown eyes. Her light shines so beautifully through those eyes, and she wanted to wear blue contact lenses. I am not going to tell my daughter that she's trying to pretend to be something that she's not. She's doing all kinds of stuff with blue, and she's got these like rainbow socks. It's some kind of a Japanese thing. It's called like haju buju, hiji baji. It's called something. I mess up the name all the time. She sees them on YouTube. They're really fancy, and they're really colorful, and they're really foofy, and they wear like ears. And my daughter wants to be a haju buju, a hiji biji. I don't know what it is. I didn't say no to her getting blue contacts. I see that as a very similar kind of thing. Had she wanted to darken her, lighten her skin, I would want society to accept that so that we create a healthy place for our great grandchildren to live and pretend and learn and grow and marry each other and love each other and have a happy life. I understand that blackface was used to dehumanize, and that's, instead of saying because blackface was used to be dehumanized, we should never ever change the tone of our skin for a costume. What we're supposed to do is we're supposed to say, we will never dehumanize. We won't dehumanize. Whether it's blackface or a costume or any kind of our thoughts, we're not going to dehumanize. We're going to celebrate. Isn't that cool? Wouldn't that be fun?
I'm for more understanding, more love, more sensitivity, and honor. And I want to be part of that.
I understand that. It's just that telling children that they can't change the tone of their skin for their costumes isn't just sensitivity, it's also control. And it creates a future of confusion, not one of safety. We teach our children to be creative, and then all of a sudden we seek to control them. The educational environment is really harsh. And the kids, they're just nice. They just want to be friends. They want to pet their dogs and have discos.
Thank you for listening and for helping me listen too.
Okay, now, what I kind of don't get is a white kid wants to be Samuel L. Jackson, okay? And does a good job of it. That could be called blackface, and I just, it could be called insulting. I wish it weren't insulting. I wish a white kid could I mean, like, I honestly, like, I was born in 1971. We were still able to go trick-or-treating. When I just about got too old to go trick-or-treating, people started putting, like razor blades and stuff. Like, we used to go and it was safe. And I'm gonna guess that black kids dressed up as Captain America, like, and whether or not we're trying to create a post-racial America in the future, I grew up in a race basically deleted environment. I grew up in Martin Luther King's bubble dream of reality. Sometimes I don't even remember the skin tone of my friends. And certainly black friends dressed up as Captain America. Captain America clearly was a white figure. We didn't think about that. Not going to be somebody who's going to say, look, it was better in the past, but I'd like it to also be better in the future. And, and the question is, where's the Satan? Who's getting that? Now, I watched this, and I'm like, and I'm going to clean this. Are all of those people going to tell their children and grandchildren? They're like clapping, and they're going to be like, no, my black mixed with Asian kid. Oh, well, that's like Tiger Woods, right? Like, oh no, my black, you can't lighten your skin to look more like Tiger Woods. Oh no, my white skinned, kid, you can't be the Black Panther. Somebody's gonna get offended. Somebody's gonna get, have their feelings hurt because blackface was used to subjugate, to help subjugate black people in the past. Like, you guys really, like, you're all applauding, thinking that it's going to be better to have a future where you can't pretend to be, you can't have a Halloween party where just, the kids just kind of dress up. I don't know, everybody. Okay? I really don't know. I'd like my great-grandchildren, to be able to have Halloween parties that are fun. And a very wise friend of mine said that joy is the surest sign of the Holy Spirit. And I think that a concept of control based on offense, like, I'm really, really, I'm really not sure if not wearing a costume is the best way for humanity to heal from really our traumatizing and horrific past. If I seek in this, maybe it's the way it's hard, tough for me there. If we were to design a future, and we're going to think about Halloween parties in the future, and about Halloween parties that are going to happen in 6 days approximately. First of all, we have a situation where fangs, blood, gore, death, sores, coming back from the dead, zombies, vampires. That's okay. So truly, actually celebrating Satan and the power of the great destroyer, okay, that's okay. But even a child, who would want to have the skin tone adjusted to be darker or lighter to fit into a costume, to make a costume work, that's not okay. Or an adult. Is that healthy? Is it healthy that fangs and death and celebration of violence and murder is okay, and innocent skin tone modification for a costume is not? I'm going to say that the wiser route for humanity would be to take the dehumanization out of blackface or whiteface or skin tone modification. It's actually not that hard to talk with children about racism and race relations and treating people fairly based on gender or race or religious affiliation. They get it. You don't have to talk with them for a long time. So it's a white kid in blackface, it's a black kid in whiteface. Let's put them both in the same Halloween party. And let's make it, whatever. Let's leave gender alone, because, also, yeah, and it's a boy who dresses up as a girl. One of my best Halloween costumes when I was a kid is I dressed up as an old lady. I did I put in grapefruits in a bra? Oh no, that was my sister. She put in grapefruits. That was the best. My mom's friend. My sister put in grapefruits. We were, like 8 and 10, 9. We were like 9 and 10. She put in grapefruits. I think I was an old lady. Okay, and I was an old lady, okay? When nothing, I think a couple times in my life I've dressed up as a woman or a girl for some kind of a costume thing, because nothing else came to my mind. I was like, I had nothing. I had friends that were girls, so you could kind of like borrow a skirt and be like, okay, well, I guess I'm a girl, because you got nothing. Like, I did it, I think, once, like when I was like 16 or 17 or something like that. Like. So now we have these kids in kindergarten, and they go to their kindergarten Halloween party. Okay, are you literally telling me the witch and the vampire and the person with the blood and the gunshot wound, those kids are all okay, but little mini Stevie Wonder and little mini, what's the one from the Let It Go. Let's, who sings Let It Go? Let's do this. Who sings Let It Go? Boink. Let it. Who sings Let It Go? What's her name? Come on. Not Edina. Go, Frozen. Yeah, but what's the character's name? Disney song, Let It Go. Elsa. Is it Elsa? Background. Is it Elsa? Does Elsa sing Let It Go? Video. Please. Frozen. Sing along with Idina Menzel. Idina, I know you sing it, but is your character's name Elsa? It's either Anna or Elsa. Ellie sings Frozen. Idina Menzel. Come on. Are you Elsa? Frozen, Let It Go, sing along. I'm not finding out if this person is Elsa or not. Frozen, Frozen. Elsa. Idina. Okay. So we have a white boy who wants to be Stevie Wonder, and we have a black girl who wants to be Elsa. And they go to their kindergarten Halloween party, and each one of them has modified their skin tone. Now, is it healthier to tell them they're not allowed to do that because we have a history of racism as humanity, or is it just healthy to talk with them and say, hey, you know what? Well, you know what? Isn't it better to dissolve the racism from the past? Like my daughter would seriously have to lighten her skin tone to be Elsa. Okay. I just really want a future where people can be good and kind to each other, and can dress up and can play and can sing, can compete, and can allow the conflicts from the past to recede. And I'm not sure if restricting, skin tone changes in costuming in children is a healthy move. And I'm actually going to go ahead and say, maybe we can make it okay for 2019. Okay? Maybe we can really let our kids and our grandkids dress up as their heroes and as characters that they like. Let them change their skin tones and pretend to be something that they're not. And then come back to who they really are. And let them cherish the experience of enjoying, pretending. Isn't that wonderful? Can't we make that wonderful?